30 seconds. That's about how long it takes to warm up a biscuit. About how long a stubborn young'un can hold his breath before he makes it everybody's problem. And it is exactly how long the most famous gunfight in all of American history actually lasted. 30 shots, give or take. 30 seconds. 3 men dead in the dirt. Now, folks have written whole books about it. Books thick enough to prop up a truck. But today we ain't doing the whole saga. We're doing one afternoon, one cold Wednesday, in a silver town called Tombstone. Pull up a chair. Let's set the record straight. Now, to understand 30 seconds, you gotta back up a piece. Not far, I promise. Just far enough. October 1881. Tombstone, Arizona, a silver boom town, loud and flush and armed to the teeth. On one side, you got the Earp brothers, Virgil, Wyatt, and Morgan, lawmen, more or less, and their friend Doc Holliday, a dentist with a bad cough, a gambling habit, and a temper like a wood stove with a door left open. On the other side, a loose outfit folks called the Cowboys, part ranchers, part rustlers. And for our afternoon, you only need 5 of them. Ike Clanton, his kid brother Billy, the 2 McClory brothers, Tom and Frank, and a young fella named Billy Claiborne. Was there bad blood between these 2 bunches? Friend, there was months of it. But the fuse that mattered got lit the night before, and it got lit by Ike Clanton's mouth. The night before the fight, Ike Clanton spent the whole of it drinking, playing cards, and telling anybody with a pair of ears that come morning, the Earps and Doc Holliday were dead men. Now here's the trouble with running your mouth all night in a small town. Word travels faster than you do. By sunup, Ike's still at it, wandering the streets with a rifle and a pistol, hung over as a Sunday sinner, promising a fight to everybody he passed. So Virgil Earp, who's the actual city marshal, mind you, walks up behind him and cracks him over the head with a pistol barrel. Frontier folks called that buffalo-ing a man. Hauls Ike off to court, and Ike pays himself a $25 fine for toting guns in town. $25. Hold on to that number, friend, 'cause in about 2 hours, 5 men are going to pay a whole lot more than that. Same morning, Wyatt runs into Tom McClory and buffaloes him, too. So now you got cowboys walking around town with cracked heads and hot tempers, and their brothers, Frank McClory and Billy Clanton, riding in to find out why. And instead of loading up the wagon and heading home like sensible men, they gather. Bunch up in a skinny vacant lot, at least 2 of them wearing guns inside the town limits, which is against the ordinance, which makes it the marshal's problem. Now, here's where folks get it twisted. The gunfight at the OK Corral did not happen at the OK Corral. It happened in a narrow lot over on Fremont Street, next to a photographer's studio, about 6 doors down from the corral itself. But the gunfight in the skinny lot beside the photographers don't exactly sing, so history took some liberties. History does that, friend. Keep your receipts. 2:30 in the afternoon, cold, windy, near freezing. Virgil deputizes his brothers and Doc Holliday, and the 4 of them start walking toward that lot. And here's a detail I love. Virgil's carrying a walking cane in his gun hand, and he's handed Doc a short shotgun to hide under a long gray coat. That's a lawman trying to keep the lid on, right up to the last second. The county sheriff runs out saying he's already disarmed them boys. He had not. They walk right on past him. And then the 2 bunches are standing in that lot, facing each other, 6 to 10 feet apart. Lean in close now, 6 to 10 feet. That's the length of a porch swing. That's inside the kitchen distance. Whatever happens next, ain't nobody gonna miss by much. Virgil hollers, "Throw up your hands! I've come to disarm you!" And for one heartbeat, it might have worked. Then somebody cocks a pistol. To this day, nobody agrees who. And Virgil, cane still in his hand, yells, "Hold! I don't want that!" Too late. 2 shots, so close together folks heard 'em as one. Wyatt Earp fires into Frank McClory's belly, the deadliest shot in the lot, and Wyatt did not get to be Wyatt by shooting the second most dangerous man first. And Ike Clanton, the fella whose mouth started all of this, charges at Wyatt, hollering that he's unarmed. Wyatt looks at him and says, "The fight has commenced. Go to fightin' or get away." Ike got away, ran clean through the studio and kept on going. Doc empties both barrels into Tom McClory. Young Billy Clanton, 19 years old, takes a ball in the chest and don't quit, slides down the wall and keeps firing off his knee. And when the smoke finally drifts out of that lot, 3 men are down and it's over. 30 seconds, give or take. And here's the afternoon that turned 30 seconds into a legend. The town put the 3 dead cowboys in silver-trimmed caskets and set 'em in a shop window under a sign that read, "Murdered in the streets of Tombstone." The funeral was the biggest that town had ever seen, because plenty of folks in Tombstone didn't see lawmen doing law work. They saw the Earps gun down ranchers, one of whom may not have even been armed. Virgil got suspended, and Wyatt and Doc sat in a courtroom the better part of a month while a judge chewed on one question: was it the law or was it murder? The judge finally ruled the Earps acted inside the law. Poor judgment, maybe, but not a crime. And if it ended there, friend, it'd be a footnote. A messy street fight over a gun ordinance in a mining town. But sit with it a second. Now, the brothers paid for that afternoon in blood down the road, and Wyatt went on a ride you may have heard about. But that's another story, and I promised you this one. Because the reason you know the words "OK Corral" is that 30 seconds got argued over, in courtrooms, in newspapers, in picture shows, for the better part of 150 years. Everybody squeezing that half a minute for the answer to one question: who was the law and who was the outlaw? 9 men walked into a lot about the size of a porch. The ones who walked out spent the rest of their days explaining it. And if there's a lesson in it, and there usually is if you sit on a porch long enough, it's this: Ike Clanton talked all night about a fight and ran when it came. Big talk starts trouble, friend. It don't ever once finish it. And that's how it really went. Good neighbors come back. So go on and subscribe, and I'll save you a chair.